Okay, guys, welcome to the weekly watch list overview again. So today we're going to be going over a couple of stocks. Usually it's a little less than before than last week. We have about maybe 4 to 5 this week. I think we had maybe like 7 to 8 last week. We have two, three, 4, 5, and then we have I have another list in there for you guys as well. So all the social medias are here for everyone if they need to. Follow me on any of them if you would like to. And other than that, I posted the watch list for everyone on social media as well. So you can check that out if you don't have it here. And we'll just get into it. So, SPY, strong reversal here from the top of the, I guess you could say, top of the top right there to the dip over here. Now, that was around a 6 to 7% dip on the market overall right there, which is what we wanted. We wanted 7 to 13%, and we got just about to the bottom of that channel there. Um, I still have these rectangle demand zones for if we do go lower in the future. You can see this being a very strong one where it acts as support and then continues to rise from there. So this would be a big level if we ever got a massive downfall in the future, which is very possible if we get a ramp up to 4,000 or 4,200 nonstop. So that's something to look at there. Now we're going to go into someone requested I do IWM, and you see, consider it strength here as well. Same thing as SPY. So you can see the strong uptrend after the dip and nice little reset there on that dip, and then we continue higher. So look for that to continue, possibly hit 230, 240 in the near term. So on this one, we have Fluent, FLNT. And as everyone knows, I've been very high on the stock since around $455. We got the dip to that 450 or 415, if you want to say. You can see that's a demand zone now. You can see the rising trend line I have there and the rising trend line I have, going across here. And that acted as support in the past week before the big breakout going higher. And you can see the volume increasing on these levels. From the past, that volume was very small, other than back here, obviously. And this is the biggest daily volume candle I think Fluent has ever had in a trading day. So that's something to, very to keep an eye on, basically, as you can see strength in this market right now and in this stock. And here's the weekly cup and handle. You could see I drew the cup for everyone, and you could see we broke out of that handle right here on this. It was a 1 month handle and strong breakout over that 650. Now we have basically a $5 to $6 move upwards into the $11 to $13 range. So our next stop would be $9, which I have a fib line up there. But other than that, we have a $5 to $6 move to the upside now from the bottom of the cup at around $1.10 to the top of the cup at around $6 to $7 here. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Another thing is we broke this monthly downward trend line here. So this was since July of 2015. We haven't been able to break over this setup here. And if we can get over that 750, we're really shooting to this 9 level up here and then even possibly shooting even higher. I mean, my goal was 15 to 20 by the end of the year, and we have a lot of upside here. If you want to look at another chart that I was in love with, that around $12, you have the same thing here. Um, it curled at the bottom just like Fluent did, and now it's even higher. And it was at $48, went all the way down to two, just like Fluent. So one to watch for Fluent for a possible move like this. And that's, why we like this stock. The technicals are great. The fundamentals are great. They're growing. So that's one to watch here. I'm looking for a move over 750 this week, possibly, or at least testing that area, and then a mini pullback. Fizz, this is one of my favorites. I know we got in a little early. We got in on, hold on, let me pull up the daily. We got in around 111. We played this day. We got a 40% move on that day. and the bounce back, which was great. But we got in at 111 on this big red candle, and we added more yesterday on this candle. Now, one thing I want everyone to see here is we have a possible falling wedge, give or take, what you see here, but you can see this line at least down here is acting as a support, which is true at least. Um, but what I really want everyone to take notice of is the volume. So we had a strong, breakout on volume here. And then you can see on these sell-off days, we're slowly getting lower and lower. You could see the buying volume starts to pick up on these ones, but then we start to get lower and lower on the selling days. So we're getting to a bottom here. It's possible we could touch this 102, 103 mark and then bounce up. But there is support here in this like 108 to 110 level. So definitely one to keep watch here, especially as we get closer to this end of the falling wedge where we could get a push up to the 125 and 130 area, and then possibly even get a push up to the 140, 150. So this is why I like this one a lot, and it's due for a run back up for my 90 to $95 drop. The next one we have is PayPal. I'll bring that up right now. This is the list I have on the bottom here, by the way. This is the 1 to 2 day pullback list. If you click on this, you'll get this list right here with the big gapper stocks that just recently gapped and that are strong. So we have PayPal here. We have a strong inside day after the big gap. Gap was around 20 bucks, 15, 20 bucks. And that inside day, basically can act as for like a mini pullback from this top here, and now acting as, basically a springboard to go upwards. And the goal is to break out of this 275 all-time high now and go into the 280s this week. So we're looking for a possibly 5 to 6% move this week. And we bought into these calls on Friday. And I'll just double check which ones I got. I believe it was the March 19th 290s. Let's see. Yep, March 19th, 290 calls. Opened on February 6th, which was Friday. Oh, sorry, 5th, which was yesterday, Friday. So that's one we're looking at here. We're looking for a push over that 275 into the 280 where we'd probably sell out. Next play we have is Bill. Now this one, you're gonna have to wait on this one a little bit. So we had a strong move from 140 all the way to 190. That's a $50 move and with strong gap up here. So with that 190 move, we want to look for a pullback. So the candle is 155 to 190. That's 35 points. And half of that is $17, $18. So we're looking for a pullback to 170 to 175. May not go to that 170. That's why I'm saying the 175. And once we get to those areas, we're going to start a position for March 19th around March 19th, 190 calls or 200 calls. And that's what we're looking at there. This is basically another strong gapper setup. You can see apps just continued off the gap here and going for that 100 move. One of my other highly convicted stocks of the year at around $40, now going for that 100 move that I said it was going to do. MGNI was the next one on the list, and this also fits in the realm of APPS and FLNT, same sector, same products basically, and this is why I love FLNT as well. You can see the upside in these plays. This was $2, and this was like $4 to $5, and look where they are now in a little less than 6 to 12 months, even maybe 15 months max. So crazy upside movement. Now MGNI, same thing here. Let's look at apps. You have this little candle right here. Now wait, I just want to see one more thing. Hold on. Now I was looking at skills. Okay, never mind. So I want to see 5250 hold. I'm going to bring up the hourly chart here. I want to see 5250 hold down here. And if this holds, we could actually, I want to start a position at 5250. Sorry. Now, if that doesn't happen and it doesn't go that low, um, I want to start a position over 56. Now, here's what we're looking at here for this play. Obviously, we want to see a break over this 58 going into the 60 level. And like I said, starter position over 56 or starter position around 52.50 to $53. And I'd look for March 19th, 60 calls or 65 calls. Here I have 65 and 70, which is also fine. So looking for a push to 60 to 62 within a week or so. So that's basically it for the watch list, but I will go over some other plays that I do like here. Let's see. So Calix, I like long term. I believe this is a 5G stock, growth quarter over quarter, year over year in revenue and EPS. Same thing as Flint, same thing as APPS, same thing as MGNI. Now it just sits in that. This is one of those growth plays that we really like here. And I'm looking for a push to this 34 area, getting into all time highs again at around 36.50, 37. QFIN, another one here. Strong growth in this name, and we started to add the pullbacks over the past couple of days. Even though there's not much, but you could see some pullback here, and looking for a push into 25.30 by the end of the month or early March for that name. And then let's see. Oh, one last name I want to bring up, and one that I haven't sadly got into yet is Tiger. This is a strong growth name too, and a big run from $6 to 27. Crazy run. I had the opportunity to buy this at around 17 to 20 and thought it was a little too high. Wanted to see a dip, and obviously that came back to bite me in the ass. So looking for another dip down to that 21 to 22 area where I'd possibly go long, going into longer dated calls, probably July, June, or August. Looking for a push into the 35 to 40 range. This is a strong growth name as well. That is very exponential growth in quarter over quarter and year over year revenue and EPS growth. So this is what I'm watching for next week. Other than that, everything is posted online in the chat rooms for everyone. Um, Thank you guys for joining. I'll post this on YouTube very shortly.